Good afternoon, and welcome to the second game. This game being played at the Jimmy Powell Oval between the Cayman Islands and Jamaica in the Nations Cup. It's the last game of the round. Next week we'll have the semi-final that'll be played on Saturday, followed by the final on Sunday. Good afternoon. Apologies for the delay in commentary there. Currently, the Cayman Islands team playing here against the Jamaica team are 117 for 1 after 13 overs. That is the correct score. That one is hoiked into the leg side. One bounce for. Umpire checking to see if it's 4 or 6. It's 4 runs there. Omar Willis, he's come to the crease and looked quite aggressive. On the other end, Akshay Naidu, there on 45 from 39 deliveries. The Cayman team going well here. This is Davian Codner picking it up and bowling from the proposed school end. Cayman team got off to a good start with Andre McCarthy scoring some runs up front. And they seem to be pushing on well here. They're scoring at over 9 and over, which is very good against this Jamaica bowling attack. And it doesn't seem as if they plan to let the bowling settle today. Just a reminder, you're watching the Nations Cup. This is another game, regular league game. Next weekend, we will have the semi-final and the final. Next week, Saturday and Sunday. That's very well played there again. 2 runs, at least, to Akshay Naidu. So Codner taking a bit of stick here. 9 runs off his first 3 deliveries. Prides himself on being a handy all-rounder. That one is looped up and driven and stopped by short extra cover. So no run there. Also a reminder, tomorrow we have the Elite T20 final, the Dare White final. That will be starting at 1:30 p.m. That will be between Seoul and Greenies. That brings us to the end of over number 14. We score 127 for 1. Omar Willis there on 23. Shade Naidu, he's there. He's on 50 from 42 deliveries. So currently, this is a look at the scorecard. Andre McCarthy, he got 41 from 22 deliveries. Very well caught on the boundary by DeMar Johnson off the bowling of Adrian Wright. Look at the Cayman team for today. Jalen Linton, Ronald Emank, Shamario Clark, Marlon Satahu, Conroy Wright, Alessandro Morris Jr., Tevin Edwards, and Dahavion Codner in the 11 for today. Taking up the bowling now from the pavilion end is going to be Romeo Dunker, also known as Deuce. He'll be coming on to bowl. He may bowl some left arm orthodox. He does bowl some medium pace. But he took a bit of stick earlier. He's bowled 2 overs for 35 runs so far. So he may decide to slow it down and bowl a bit of left arm orthodox. And he'll be bowling to Akshay Naidu, who's on 50 from 42 deliveries. And in he comes down. That one is a well-flighted delivery. Easily punched outside the off stump by Naidu, out to deep extra cover for 1. Standing umpire Zitroy Robinson. And starting at square leg right now is umpire Ezra Hewitt. And in he comes again, and that one is short. On half appeal there by Dunker. He was the only person who appealed. Willis chipped down the pitch there and didn't quite get to that one. He seems to have a ploy against the spinners. And that one is wide outside the off stump, but dragged to mid on. It's picked up. Looks like there by Ian Morris, known as Big Show. And Cayman, they're going to look to score a boundary at some point in this over here. In comes Dunker. And that one is pitched. That one is looped up. And they run for one. It's going to be tight. And it's a direct hit. But it seems as if he is home. Or is he? Looks like he's run out. Yep, Willis is run out there. A direct hit. Going for a quick single there. And that brings the end of Omar Willis. They went for a quick single. They were trying to keep the score ticking over. But unfortunately, Willis went direct to a direct hit there from Romario Edwards. And he was short of his ground. So coming to the crease now, Conroy Wright. That one was flighted outside the off stump. Wright went to hit that one for 6 and missed it just outside the off stump. He walks away. He's having a laugh about it. Dunker trying his hand now at some left arm orthodox instead of medium pace. He bowls again to Wright. And this one is pitched up, it's full. It was a quicker delivery, and it's driven into the offside, but no runs there. And that brings us to the end of over number 15. Still 5 overs to go. The score, 129 for 2. Just a reminder, you're watching a Nations Cup game here between the Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Both of these teams are already in the semifinals for next week. There could be some shift in the table depending on how this one finishes, but both of these teams are going to be in the semifinal next week, Saturday. Those games will be played here at the Jimmy Powell Oval, followed by the final on Sunday. So Codner, he will be continuing from the proposed school end, and he will be bowling to Akshay Naidu. Naidu already on a half century. He will look to push on and get this score as close to 180 as he can. And in comes Codner. And Naidu steps across and he hits that one deep. And it goes all the way back for 6. He hit that one. Codner, he's taking a bit of stick here. His first over went for 10 and his first delivery of his second over. That one was hit high and handsome all the way for 6. And Naidu, he walked across the stumps there and hit that one. He could technically hit it wherever he wanted, so it was a long hop and was put away. That one definitely took some fetching. As you can see, the ball is taking its time to come back. It must be on fire. Codner. He's wondering where he's going to bowl this one. Let's see how Naidu deals with it. And that one is pitched up outside the off stump and is driven down to a wide long off. And they run one. Never running for two there. One run down to long off. And that brings Conroy Wright onto strike. He'll be looking 7 runs from the first 2 balls. He'll be looking to keep things pushing on here. In comes Codner. And that one is looped up outside the off stump, driven to extra cover. And they get 1 run again. And that one is short and is punched away by Naidu. But there's a fielder out there. They only get 1 run. Since that first delivery went for 6, Codner's been able to pill it back a bit here. He hasn't gone for another boundary just yet. That one driven once again. That man out there on the cover boundary doing a lot of work. But Jamaica won't mind that as long as they can restrict the boundaries. The score now moving on to 139. 1 delivery left in this over. And in he comes. And that one's tucked into the leg side. Down to a long on. And they run 1. So Naidu, he retains strike. And the score moves on to 140 for 2 after 16 overs. Codner, his 2 overs gone for 21 runs so far. Just a reminder here that tomorrow at the Jimmy Powell Oval, you will be watching the Elite T20 final. That's going to be between Seoul and Greenies. That will start at 1:30 tomorrow at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Daidu, he's continuing to push the score on here. Conroy Wright, his partner, he can hit a long ball, so he'll be looking to see if he can get under the skin of Romeo Dunker here and punish him. That one is looped up and is driven straight down the ground by Wright, and it bounces 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. That's a really good shot there by Wright. It was straight, and left back DeMar Johnson, he wasn't able to get around to stop that one. Once it's looped up, Wright is going to go with it. It was a really good strike, very, very straight, pleasing on the eye, and he hit that one for 4. Score moving on to 147 for 2. Dunker bowling a lot of runs here. 3.4 overs bowled so far for 44 runs. It is a good batting pitch here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Dunker, he decided to change his action on that one. That one definitely a quicker delivery. Almost medium pace. And pretty high up on the bat there. Wright would be thinking that was a full toss and could be put away. But nothing from that one. And in he comes again. And this one is looped up again. And this one is going to be hit. And it bowls him. He tried to hit that one, but he missed it altogether. And it bowled him. That brings us the end of Conroy Wright, looking to capitalize on that loopy delivery outside the off stump. The shot was on. He just missed it. And he has to go. It's unfortunate, but he has to go. Coming to the crease now, Jalen Linton, also known as Hoops, batting at number 5 today. And coming on to bowl from the proposed school end, Ian Morris, Mr. Big Show. He's going to be picking it up from down at the proposed school end. He's going to be bowling to Akshay Naidu, who's on 63, going very, very well here. 3 overs to go. That's another 18 deliveries. Naidu will probably want to dictate most of the strike and continue to score. So in comes Morris. He's going to be bowling now. Right arm over. Signal there by umpire Ezra Hewitt. And in comes Ian Morris. And that one is short and it's hit. And it's all the way back for 6. A short delivery punished by Akshay Naidu. And Ian Morris not off to a good start here. He says he has a golden arm. He's not so golden here. That one was hit hard, high and handsome all the way back by Naidu for 6. A really good shot there. Most opening batsmen love them there. Short. Put away. And in comes Morris again. He's going to try and pitch up this one, I'm sure. And that one is played into the onside. They only get 1 run. Morris adjusting his line and length there. Much, much fuller delivery outside off stump. And Naidu is able to just work it into the leg side only for 1. And they won't mind the start to the over. Linton, he's going to remain positive here and try to play his shots. Once it's there, he's going to play his shots and see if he can pick up a boundary. So that one driven down the ground for 1. Very, very easily. Looks like he's been having a net before coming to this game. And they get 1 run. And that's a really good shot there by Naidu. He stepped forward. He faked out Ian Morris and then rocked back. And he cut him away to the point boundary for 4. Really good shot there by Naidu. He's going really well. He's on 74 from 54 deliveries. Cayman, they're scoring at 9s. Putting a lot of pressure on this Jamaica team. Naidu is playing a absolute blinder here. Morris, he doesn't know where to bowl them. He's not used to taking this kind of stick. But today, it seems as if he can't pick up his line length. He chips down, and that one is wide outside the off stump. Signaled wide by umpire Ezra Hewitt. Morris, he's not sure what's going on. He doesn't know what to do. He's pleading with the umpire here. He said he came at me. And that doesn't give you permission to bowl it wide, Mr. Morris. It does not give you permission. You cannot hide the deliveries from the batsman. And in he comes again. He's bowling to Naidu. He'll want to get him out. And that one is driven over extra cover. It hits the fence now. 4 more runs to Akshay Naidu. He's treating Ian Morris like a bad stepchild here. He's beating him all over the place. Morris probably not going to be given another over here in the circumstances. The Jamaica players, they have their hands in their arms. They're folded. They're not sure what's happening out there. Naidu, he is on 78 from 55 deliveries. Morris under a lot of pressure. And in he comes again. And that one is swung into the leg side. They should only get 1 or 2. Well picked up on the boundary there. They get 1 run. And as suspected, Naidu keeps strike. 18 runs off of that Ian Morris over. A lot of lick sharing here. A lot of runs from that one. The score now 165 for 3. The Cayman team won't mind this. They're going to try and maximize the next 2 overs. They have 12 deliveries left. As you all know, these games, they don't tend to run the full course due to the lighting situation here at the Jamaica Powell Oval. So Duckworth Lewis is definitely going to dictate how this game finishes. But the Cayman team will want to score as many runs as they can at this point. Coming back on now from the Players Pavilion end is going to be Romario Edwards, also known as Dads. He's going to be bowled into Akshay Naidu. Naidu on 79 from 56 balls. And I don't think that he's going to really treat Mr. Edwards with much respect here. He's going to look to capitalize. He's going well. He's hitting the ball very, very well. And he's going to look to continue to score. Edwards is going to have to try and bowl a stiff ball here. There's a deep mid-wicket, a cow corner, deep in the cow corner. A long on, a long off. And a man sweeping on the cover boundary. And that one is pitched up and driven over the top. Driven over extra cover. It bounces. And they get 1 run. Picked up by Dino McInnes and thrown in. Jalen Linton now on strike. And the deep fielders, they're still out. The same fielders are still out for Jalen Linton. At this stage of the innings, they're going to use all 5 of the allotted fielders outside of the circle. And in comes Edwards, and that's very well bowled. It went through everything. The best thing that Linton could do there is miss that one, to be honest with you. It went between him and the stumps. It probably should have bowled him. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be signal buys. And it's signal buys by umpire Robinson. A really good delivery there by Edwards. Really good delivery. Unfortunately, the keeper was not able to stop that one. Foster, he's been boxing them down all day. And he didn't even get a hand on that one. Edwards is going to look to produce a similar delivery again here. If he misses his length, Linton is going to go with him. And in he comes. Oh, and he missed that one outside the off stump. Linton trying to hit that one to wide long on. He doesn't get a hold of it. Naidu telling him, listen, just get me on strike. Get me on strike is what he's saying right now. Linton thinking, if I can hit the ball for 6, I'll hit it for 6. In comes Edwards again, who was hit by a ball in his chest earlier. Dropped a sitter. And in he comes. And that one is pitched up, and that one is cut away by Linton. Linton running for 2. The call is 2, and they're turning back. And Linton gets there easily. Another 2 runs to Linton. Good run in there. He's pushing Naidu all the way. Naidu probably was only running for 1 run there, and Linton called 2 halfway, so they went for 2. In come Edwards. Edwards to Linton. And he's up to bowl. And Linton, this one hit hard on the foot. That one going down the leg side. No chance of that one being given by umpire Robinson. As a matter of fact, it seems as if Linton got some bat on that one. One delivery here to come. I think Ezra Hewitt thought that was the end of the over. They're going to check with the scorers. They have one delivery left, according to what I have here. The score 171 for 3. Naidu on 80 from 57 deliveries. And Linton on 4 from 5. So a run there for Linton. No leg by signal. And now we have Edwards coming in. Naidu, he's probably going to try and capitalize and see if he can get a boundary here. Or at least get the strike for the last over. And that one is a terrible delivery by Edwards. It's pulled away. And it goes all the way down to the boundary. I'm not sure what Edwards was thinking there. It was a short, rank, long hop. Down the leg side. It was slow. It was loopy. And it was put away. And Naidu, he moves on to 84. He has a chance to score 100 here. He needs another 16 runs to get there. If he can get 16 runs off of this last over, perhaps Linton will, of course, have to get him on strike to begin with, but not a very good delivery there from Mario Edwards. Quite disappointing, given the standards that he sets for himself and what is expected. But the Cayman team won't mind that. They move on to 175 for 3. In Jamaica, they're going to be thinking about their innings now and how they can chase down this score, at least have a very good start to get to this score, because Duckworth Lewis is going to play a big part. There are already shadows on the ground, heavy shadows, long shadows on the ground, and it'll probably be an 8-over bash for the Jamaica team. And Linton, he flicks this one up in the air. It goes out to deep mid-wicket. They're running for 2. Wow, Linton running for 2 there, showing his ability. Sheldon, he's back on bowling from the proposed school end. Morris not giving another over, given that his last one went for a hammering. So it looks as if the Jamaica team, they are going to try to ensure that Cayman does not get to more than 180 here. That's what they'll be aiming for. That one is down the leg side. Wow. And unfortunate for Linton there. He didn't get bad on it. That one should have been put away. It was a terrible delivery by Sheldon, but he got away with it. And it's a dot ball. Good delivery there, hit straight back down the ground by Linton. And they'll definitely only run for 1 this time around. That brings Naidu on strike. He has 3 deliveries to face. I would try to hit these 3 balls for 6. 3 sixes are 18. And that would get him to 100. And that would definitely push the Cayman team almost to that 200 mark. The score now 178 for 3. 3 deliveries to go, and in comes Sheldon. He's bowling to the informed Naidu. And Naidu hits that one. It's up in the air. He settled under it, and it's gone. Caught on the boundary, the deep square leg boundary. It's caught on the deep square leg boundary by Dino McInnes there. Sheldon with a bit of antics. He's running Naidu off the field, but Naidu won't mind that. He scored 84 from 59 balls. You can run me off the field anytime after I've beat you around the place like that. A really good inning there by Naidu. 84 from 59 deliveries. Everybody took some stick. And definitely a good innings there by Akshay Naidu. One of the better ones I've seen him play. A really good inning there. And to the crease now, one of the youngsters, Shamario Clark. He's going to be facing up to Sheldon, but not a bad day at the office for Naidu. He played shots all around the ground, and he didn't allow any bowler to settle. And unfortunately, that one should have also been put away. He just missed out on it. And then comes Sheldon. He bowls a short ball, a bouncer. That one is definitely going to be called one for the over. Taking advantage and bouncing the youngster there. One delivery, I believe, left here in this inning. Cayman team, you would have thought that they would have tried to get to about 180. So in he comes and he's bowling to Young Clark. And that one is short and he punches that one up in the air. And it's easily taken by the keeper. That brings us to the end of the inning. And Sheldon picks up 2 wickets in that last over. Really good over there by him. He got away because those short deliveries should really have been punished. But the youngster not able to get out of the way. And that brings us to the end of the inning. The Cayman team, they'll be okay with the score of 178. Jamaica, they'll need 179 to win this one. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after the end of the first inning. We'll be right back to start the second inning, sorry. So welcome back. The umpire's going out. The light is fading fairly quickly here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. I'm not sure how much we will get in, but the Cayman team, they're on the field. Jamaica team, they're probably going to be heading out now. It looks like opening the batting for Jamaica is going to be... just wait to confirm. From where I'm standing, it looks like Davion Codner and Patrick Heron, is that? Or is that Foster? But this one not going to last very long. Opening bowling from the pavilion end is going to be Conroy Wright. And he is going to be bowling to Davion Codner. Reminder the Cayman team, they got 178 from their allotment of 20 overs. A very good knock by Akshay Naidu today. Score of 84. Really good knock. And definitely see if the Cayman team can restrict the Jamaica team and make sure that Duckworth Lewis plays his part. Jamaica, they're going to look to get off to a flyer here, and we're going to get going. Here comes Wright. And he drags that one into the onside for one. We can clearly see what the intent of the batsman is here. Codner drag that one. So it is Foster opening the batting, not Patrick Heron as we expected. It's going to be remain Foster. Not sure what the thinking is behind this one. Heron usually very good at top of the order, a ball beater, left-hander as well. So not 100% sure why this decision has been taken by the skipper, but Foster, he's going to look to score quickly as Jamaica will need to do that in order to get up to the par score for Duckworth Lewis. The Cayman team, they're not going to be in any rush to bowl these overs. And in comes Wright again, and he's bowling to Foster. And that one is boxed off. They're running a quick single, and they get it. Probably should have been a chance of a run out there. I think that's McCarthy, was unable to pick that one up cleanly. But the Cayman team here, they're on top of things. Jamaica is going to need some boundaries to get going. And in comes Wright again, and he's bowling to Codner. And that one is short. Codner's no ball signal there. No ball signal by umpire Zitroy Robinson. Wright must have stepped over there. No ball signal. Is going to be a free hit coming up. Codner won't mind that. He'll need all the help he can get. And once again, in comes Wright. He's bowling to Codner. This one is pitched up and edged, and it flies down to third man. Really good pickup there. They're going to run for two. Could be a run out. Oh, but Linton, he underhands that one. It's two by, so that one pitched and swung away. Wow. A lot of movement off the pitch there by Right. Really good delivery. Cotton, I couldn't get any bat near to it. And neither could the keeper. A really good delivery there by Wright. Score now, moving on to 5. And then comes Wright again. And that's a good delivery down the leg side. And Linton, he can't get his hands onto that one. A really good pick up and throw. Wow, what a great piece of fielding there by the youngster. Wise signal by Robinson. Not sure what Wright is thinking here. Jamaica, they need to score quite a click in order to win this one. But in comes Wright again. And that one is high up in the air. It should be taken, and it drops right on the pitch. Nobody could get near to it. Codner struggling here with Wright. Can't seem to get going. He hit that one straight up in the air. He's asking the umpire what's happening. A younger Linton would have maybe got there, but not this Linton. And unfortunately, that one falls straight back on the pitch. In comes Wright again. He's bowling to Foster. And that one is short again. And Foster not able to pull it away. These bowlers getting away with a lot of short bowling here. There are some batsmen who would punish this type of bowling. But he must know the batsman, and he knows his weakness. And he's bowling and making sure that the weakness of the batsman is going to be under a lot of pressure. In comes Wright again. Short. And that one is gloved down the leg side. It's going to run down to the fine leg boundary. It hits the fence now. 4 runs to Foster. He didn't know much about it, but he'll take those every day of the week. And that brings us to the end of the first over. Jamaica 13 without loss. So this is Tevin Edwards. He's coming on to bowl now from the proposed school end, and he's bowling to Codner. And that one is way down the leg side. A good stop there by Linton. Not sure if this is the right decision here by the Cayman team. The bowlers seem to be a little bit wayward in what they're doing this afternoon. Of course, knowing that Jamaica needs to score at a very, very high rate in order to get them. That one is swung away down the leg side and the hits the fence, and it goes all the way for 4. Once again, down the leg side, and that one clipped away by Codner. Easy to get that one away. Misfield down there on the deep square leg boundary, and goes all the way for 4. Codner on strike once again. And in comes the bowler. That one is short, and Codner hits that one. It's down on the boundary. It's gone all the way back for 6 runs. Codner puts that one away. Hit for 6. A really good shot there. Was short by Edwards and put away. They're giving this one away. The Cayman team, the Jamaica team going at a clip. A really good shot. Really, really good shot there by Codner. Put away. And in comes Tevin again. He's bowling to Codner. And Codner swings this one high. Handsome. 6 more runs. Not sure what they're bowling here to this man. He's bowling middling leg and they're being swung away. Going deep for 6. He's probably thinking, why don't you bowl one outside the off stump? The score now on to 30. Codner picking up 2 sixes in that over. 2 very, very well played shots by Davion Codner. Let's see what the bowler does. And in he comes. Another one. That one is edged. And that one runs away for 4 as well. They're swinging at everything. Did say I didn't think that this was the right decision by the Cayman team. Not sure why this guy was given the ball. And as you can see, it's not benefiting the Cayman team at this point in time. He's changing the bat. That's an interesting one. It must be broken. After you've just hit 2 sixes and a 4, not sure why you would change the bat, so it must be broken. And in comes Tevin again in his bowling. That one is short, and that one tucks him up. He's not able to swing that one away. That one should have went as well. And Codner probably thinking, I should have played that one just like how I played the others, but he wasn't able to do so. Jamaica are going to be well ahead of the Duckworth-Lewis power score at this point in the game. The Cayman team, they'll be hoping that they can probably get through to 10 overs or so. Very good delivery there. Much fuller on the stumps. And there's only 1 run there for Codner. And that brings us to the end of a very fruitful over. 22 runs from it. And Jamaica won't mind that. Doubt that Edwards is going to get back the ball. Cayman, they're moving around in the field. He's going to have Wright coming on to bowl once again. He's going to be bowling to Davion Codner. He's going to be bowling to him. And that one is edged. And Codner goes to the short delivery. He couldn't handle the pace from Wright. Wright picks up a wicket there. That'll definitely help the Cayman team. But Codner, he did his part. He scored 23 from 11 deliveries. But he goes there to the bowling of Conroy Wright. A bit too quick for him. Couldn't manage it. And he edged that one through to Linton, who took a catch, caught behind, and Codner goes. So right now he's going to be bowling to the number 3 batsman. It looks to be. I'll give you an update on who the batsman is in just a moment. I almost want to believe that the batsman at the crease is DeMar Johnson. He can hit a long ball as well, but this pace on this pitch is not going to be easy for him to handle. Wright will know how to bowl to him. He's bowled to him many, many times before. And in comes Wright, and he's bowling to Johnson, and that one is played down to square leg. They run for 2. It could be a run out, and he's gone. It looks like he's out to me from here. I'm not sure. A great piece of fielding. A loud appeal there. But umpire Ezra Hewitt says not out. Really, really loud appeal. Hewitt says not out. Would have probably needed the 3rd umpire for that one, which we don't have available at this time. So Johnson, he lives to fight another day. Another good delivery there by Wright. Tucking up Johnson. Johnson not able to get it away. So we're going to see how Wright manages this next set of deliveries. He's going to be bowling now to Johnson again. 2 balls to go in this over. And that one is short and is played away. Should get at least 2 runs here. Picked up on the deep point boundary. Looking for a backup. Good piece of fielding there. Good backing up by the Cayman team. So they get 2 runs there. Johnson, he gets 2. The score moves on to 39 for 1. 1 delivery left to go in this over, and Wright is going to be looking for a dot ball or a wicket here. A wicket would really bring the Cayman team back into the game. Just a reminder, you also need at least 5 overs to constitute a game being played. So I'm pretty sure the umpire is going to push this one at least to 5 overs and hope that the game could be qualified as one. Light is fading fast here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. A good delivery there. But it comes off the pads of Johnson. It's going to be 2 leg byes. Signal now by umpire Robinson. Score moves on to 41 for 1 after 3 overs. So Willis now, he's going to be making a bowling change. Coming on to bowl now is going to be Andre McCarthy. He's going to be bowling from the proposed school end. And they're going to look to get after McCarthy here. If they can't manage to get after McCarthy, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to get these runs. Johnson, he wants to set off his helmet. Light, as you can see, fading very, very quickly here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. No sunlight whatsoever. The lights on the Ed Bush Stadium, they're on currently. And the lights are on here in the commentary booth. So not sure how many more overs they're going to get through. So Hewitt, he's a standing umpire now. And it will be McCarthy. He'll be bowling to Foster. And that one is cut away backward a point. It's running out towards the boundary. It's not going to get there. They get back for 2. They were looking for 3, but they only get 2 runs there. Johnson, he's upset. He wanted to get back for 3. The 3 was maybe on, but nothing happening. And that one played straight back to McCarthy, a dot ball. The Cayman team will cherish those in this scenario. Jamaica going very well. That one pulled. They should only get 1 run. And it is 1 run. 1 run to Foster. And this is the danger man. Johnson, he's going to go at this one, no matter where it pitches. He's going to try to hit this one for 6. No doubt about that. McCarthy, he's going to be bowling right arm over. The man out at long on and deep mid-wicket at this time. And Johnson, he's probably going to try to hit this one in cow corner. But McCarthy, he's a season campaigner. So we'll see if he pitches this one wide outside off stump. That one is very, very quick outside the off stump. And Johnson not able to get his bat on that one. Dot ball. A very good over being put together here by McCarthy. He's not going to change much. And in he comes again. And that one is quick again. Outside the off stump, and he misses that one again. Johnson here batting with a hula hoop. Missing all of those deliveries outside his off stump. He's going to try to get this one away. If he gets battled, it'll go. And a straight delivery there. Poked into the offside. They don't get a run. They get 1 run, sorry. 1 run, and that is the end of a very good Andre McCarthy over. The score now, 45 for 1. Jamaica, they need 134 from 16 overs. We're not going to get that far this evening. There's no doubt about that. The umpires right now, they are checking the light. I think that they're just going to push through to get 5 overs in. This next over is going to have to be tight, because the light is just about gone here at the Smith Road Oval. At the Jimmy Powell Oval. Not the Smith Road Oval. And now the batsmen, they're taking their time. They're having some water. They're having a drink. And it looks like umpire Zitroy Robinson, it looks like they're going to call this one the last over. I think it's going to be the last over here, regardless of what happens. So, right, he's going to have to try and put together a gem of an over here. He's going to try to avoid bowling any wide deliveries, as well as avoid going for any boundaries in this over. I think this will be the last one. The light is not very good here at the Jimmy Powell Oval at this time. And as you know, we don't have any lights at this time, so not able to turn those on. But right, he's coming in now, and he's bowling to Johnson. And Johnson powers that one. They get 1 run. A really good piece of fielding there by E-Mikes. He saved the boundary. Saved a certain boundary. Fielding at wide long on. The batsmen, they're going to go after everything. Right just has to keep it tight. See if he picks up a wicket. You miss, I hit kind of situation here. Reminder, just only 2 people can be outside the circle at this time. And in comes Wright, and he's bowling. And that one is full. And they're going to jog through for 1. They don't go for 2. Another really good delivery there by Wright. Into the block hole, 1 run. Not sure what the Duckworth-Lewis par score is at this time. I would imagine that the Jamaica team are pretty close, if not on top, at this time. They're going to try to get as many runs as they can, I'm sure. And what a delivery there by Wright. A dot ball. Really, really good delivery there by Conroy Wright. A dot ball. And I think that probably put Jamaica a little bit behind the 8 ball. They probably have to get a little bit more runs here on the board to win this one, but let's see what happens. That one is bowled short. And Johnson, he can't get out of the way. Another dot ball. And Wright, that's one for the over signaled. Is that one for the over or one more delivery? One more delivery left in this over. This Conroy Wright over here at the Jerome Powell Oval. Not sure what this will do to the score situation. However, I will try to give you guys an update as soon as possible as to the result of the game. If this is the last delivery of the innings, it is very dark here at the Jimmy Powell Oval at this time. So I think this will be the last delivery just to make it a game. And it is hit all the way back. It goes for 4 or 6. Is it 6? 4 runs. That's 4 runs. And now there's one delivery left. Sorry, my apologies. One delivery now left. And not sure what the result of this one will be. I think that Jamaica may have just gotten over the line. I think only a wicket could probably change them winning this one now at this time. And that is a really good shot. Johnson, he hits that one all the way back for 6. A really good shot there by Johnson. He finishes that off with a 4 and with a 6. And that takes the score to 57. And is that going to be the end of the innings? Yes, it is. That's going to be the end of the innings. So the umpires just pushed it so that a game could be played. That's the end of innings. I think Jamaica probably have won this one. Not 100% sure. But given the circumstances of the game, a lot of discussion going on out there with the umpire and Omar Willis, the captain. Not sure what they're discussing. E-Bank's coming out now and having another discussion with the umpires. So I'm not sure what's happening. But that seems to be the end of the innings. I'm pretty sure that it will be controversial because of the fact that it was dark and the light hasn't really changed, but they're coming off the field. So the light has not changed, and the same light that they started the last over in is what this light is in. So not sure how that will work out. I'm not sure if that changes much. A lot of arguments happening on the field. But the game was never going to be completed, and it was always going to be a case where the light was going to have a play, and that is exactly what has happened here. Just on my thinking, I think the Jamaica team have won this one on Duckworth Lewis. But controversial, as it will always be with the light, but that's going to bring us to the end of the innings. So the umpires, they're making their way off slowly but surely. They would have been aware of the situation of the game as well. And I know that they pushed it to that 5th over to ensure that a game was completed. But the light really has not changed. It's been like this for like maybe the last 2 overs. So I can understand why the Cayman players may feel hard done by here. But, you know, that is how the game goes, and that's how the game is played. So that's going to bring us to the end of the game for today. Just another reminder, tomorrow we're going to have the Elite T20 final. That one starts at 1:30 here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. We will not have a light situation because that game is going to start much earlier. And we'd like to hope that we get good weather for tomorrow. There is rain forecasted, but we're hoping to get a nice day. And we're going to have to wait a little while to see what happens with the table. Current points table shows a bit like this. So it looks like the game has been updated, and based on this, there was a shuffle in the positions of the teams. Not sure why it's showing that the Cayman team has only played 7 games, but they've actually played 8. So we'll have to look into that. But at this current time, it would seem as if Jamaica may have slipped into the 2nd place position. We're going to see how it plays out. But next week, we're going to have semifinals right here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Based on this table, if it stays like this, Eastern Caribbean will take on the Asian Stars, and Jamaica will play Cayman again next week. So we have to wait and see how the table plays out. But for now, that's it from the Jimmy Powell Oval. Thanks for joining us here on K-Sport 360. You guys have a fantastic evening, and God bless.